won't stay here anymore. I will go back and face the consequences of my actions, whatever they may be. What happened here? This time, the true power will have to be emanated and raised by the Saiyan of Universe 7. This is getting more fun!
Not even you can stop me, God of Destruction.
Surely you knew that would happen if you challenged a God of Destruction.
Underestimating my power will be the last mistake you ever make.
impossible.
In any case, I think it's safe to say, certainly hasn't played out the way I would have wanted.
But though you will soon vanish from existence, there can be no doubt this is the true power. It's useless! Your ideals mean nothing in the face of my power! Alright, once we have our own merged fighter, we'll be back in control.
You're welcome to watch this, though a thank you wouldn't hurt.
Did you come all this way to lose?
I think it's time we traded opponent. How dare you! The truth is, I ain't no hero of justice or anything else like that. Not anymore. Tries to hurt my friends!
Hey, I am Gokui, and the show starts now. This is Absolute Cinema!
3 years have passed since the Tournament of Power. All universes went through moments of peace. Zeno-sama always told Daishikan that he was excited for the moment when a new Tournament of Power would happen. Everything seemed to be happening with extreme tranquility, but this does not always appear to be the true reality. All the gods of destruction felt extremely intrigued by what happened in the Tournament of Power. They were unhappy with Immortal making idiotic decisions, and because of his fault, he managed to convince Zeno-sama, the creator of everything, to create a tournament capable of destroying all universes at the whim of the multiverse. The gods are infuriated knowing the relationship between Goku and Zeno-sama, being fully aware that Goku has the free will to arrive at the King's Palace whenever he wants and free permission to talk to Zeno-sama or even plan as to whatever he wants whenever he wants. What was even more strange was the fact that Zeno-sama had shown himself totally partial in the tournament, leaving his support for Universe 7 declared. After all these events and battle against Broly, Cell Max, and several other villains that emerged, the gods continued to look at Universe 7's performance and especially Goku's performance. At this moment, all the gods of destruction gather and say to Beerus that the great failure of mortals will always be Son Goku. If everyone analyzes it, everywhere Son Goku goes, a catastrophe ends up happening. Even in the periods while Beerus slept, the Saiyan's arrival on Earth, and after all the events he went through, there's something strange with this Saiyan. It is not normal for a warrior of this class to always be able to emerge victorious from extremely difficult battles, and even the death itself he will conquer. It even seemed that another certain supreme god has been watching him from the beginning, so that he's always saving himself with another kind of ultimate goal. Beerus does not agree 100% with the ideal of all other gods due to whether or not it was not for Goku and his friends. Perhaps Universe 7, like several other universes, could not exist anymore. But in the rule of the gods, if a god turns against all other gods, all gods involved rebel against that god and eliminate it. At that moment, it was already clear that all the gods of destruction saw Goku as a target and knew that if he was not eliminated, natural catastrophe would still happen, as if it were a coincidence on Earth, and would still cause other universes then not to be eliminated. If it was not for that mortal's attitudes, they would never end up suffering just like they did in a Tournament of Power. Beerus enraged all the gods. He ends up understanding the gods' decision and say that it will be done, but it will be done his way. Beerus says that he will find a way to seal Goku so that he can't escape a dimension, and make an excuse for Zeno-sama of the Great Priest because killing the Saiyan due to the relationship he has with Zeno-sama can still create something more devastating. The gods agree. On Earth, all the Z Warriors were having fun and peaceful days with their families while Goku and Vegeta carried out their training. Beerus appears in the middle of Goku and Vegeta's training. Goku is all happy to see Beerus and greets him with a tone of naivety. But Vegeta looks at the God of Destruction with a look of strangeness to see that the God of Destruction came to Earth alone, without Whis. Vegeta already suspected that Beerus was up to something because most of the times that the God of Destruction appeared in Universe 7 or in Earth, it was next to his angel to take Goku and Vegeta for training or for a mission, but this time he was alone. Beerus looks at Goku and speaks.
Goku, I need you to come with me in the time chamber.
Goku, with a naive face, is happy to imagine that Beerus is wanting to train Goku. At that time, Vegeta tells Goku not to go because unlike before, he's noticing something different about Beerus. Beerus says that Goku doesn't have any choices, that if he doesn't obey him, the whole Earth will be destroyed and he will be blamed for that. Vegeta speaks.
What is happening right now? What's going on through Beerus' head?
After the dialogue between the God of Destruction and the Saiyans, Beerus leaves Vegeta in the training place and advances with Goku in the time chamber. At the entrance of the time chamber, Goku realizes that Beerus did not want to enter and questions the reason for the decision of the God of Destruction. Beerus keeps a straight face and tells Goku to just go in. Goku starts to laugh and then changes his face to a serious one and says that he already knew that sooner or later this would happen. He already thought it was strange when the entire Universe 9 decided to attack him in the Tournament of Power, and he already imagined that from a certain time he would be the target of the gods. Beerus continues to maintain his straight face without saying a word. Goku says that if Beerus is so sure the other gods are right, he should end Goku's existence right now, since he's such a threat, otherwise things could get worse later. Goku keeps looking at Beerus, but Beerus doesn't say a word. So Goku laughs again and says he already understands and ends up entering the time chamber. Upon entering the time chamber, he hears the sound of a huge explosion. This huge explosion destroys the entrance to the time chamber, trapping Goku. Beerus says,
"It's done."
At that moment, Vegeta appears in front of the time chamber, saying that what Beerus did was a big mistake. Even if it came from a decision chosen by several other gods, Kakarot's steps go far beyond that. A mortal who managed to activate the Ultra Instinct and impressed all other gods will never be stopped with a ceiling. Unless Beerus the Destroyer was afraid, alongside the other guys, to challenge the mortal that impressed even Zeno-sama. Beerus remains serious and replies that he has nothing to resolve with Vegeta, that what he needed to do was already done, and if he had one more thing against the Destroyer's decision, he could resolve it with him in his fists. Vegeta smiles and says that he won't need to do anything, just wait and time will tell. Beerus returns to his planet. Meanwhile, in the time chamber, an angry Goku begins to reflect and says, "It was just like that time. I remember like it was yesterday, while I was fighting Head in the Universe 6 tournament. Mr. Beerus and his brother Champa were fighting each other, saying that one would destroy the other's universe as if they were banal things. So many lives eliminated by the whims of gods. So many catastrophes occurring, and now without any obvious explanation they decide to arrest me as if I were a greater threat to everyone. This has already gone too far." Goku begins to raise his powers more and more in the time chamber and activates his Ultra Instinct. Goku from now on lives with a new goal.
Now everyone will know, for better or worse, who I am. Everyone will know the real son, Goku. Beerus will regret not killing me. If his idea was to end me, this silly was the worst choice. Now I will get more and more powerful until the moment I can get out of here. Now it's time for revenge!
Goku had been imprisoned by Beerus due to the orders of all the other gods of destruction within the time chamber. Vegeta had not agreed with the attitudes that had been taken by the gods of destruction, but due to the stark difference in powers, Vegeta could not do anything. Vegeta, in his thoughts, says,
What is this madness that is happening here? It will not stay like this. Soon we will show that we Saiyans are capable of, and all the gods of destruction will regret it. The game of chess will show that even a mere pawn can defeat the king and queen.
Beerus would start to analyze everything that was happening and says,
I'm sorry, Goku, but I didn't mean to do this to you. I know that soon the decision of all the other gods of destruction managed to cause a great collapse to happen. A decision that comes straight from the gods of destruction ends up becoming something totally catastrophic. When we begin to realize that not always mortals stand before the gods, if the dream of the prophecy of the gods of destruction really turns out the way I imagine it, we could have big problems in the future. I know very well what the risks are, but I will know how to deal with the consequences.
Time passes. Vegeta in his house begins to reflect.
It's been 1 month since Kakarot has been trapped in a new time chamber created by Beerus. That sure was the biggest mistake they could make. If Kakarot hadn't defeated Jiren, all universes would have been destroyed. Those ungrateful! I need to get even stronger. Kakarot, you worm! I'm sure you won't give up, and I'll get stronger by the minute for when the big moment comes.
All the other warriors began to analyze everything that was happening, and began to think what could happen and why Goku was absent while Goku was sealed in the time chamber. All the other warriors believed that Goku was in an extremely exhausting training in the planet of Beerus or Destroy Pain, Universe 7. Gohan beside Piccolo in their training began to realize that something strange was happening. Gohan says, Mr. Piccolo, it looks like there's something strange going on around here. I need to think exactly what's going on. I can't quite understand it, but it doesn't make any sense. After I managed to release my hidden powers, I can perfectly feel Divine Ki, and for some reason, I can't feel my father's energy training on the planet of destruction. Is it possible that they have done something to him? No. Maybe it's really true that it's a training alongside Mr. Beerus and Mr. Whis. Let's pay close attention because at any moment we can make a wrong decision and end up rebelling against the gods. But let's wait. Goten and my mother are always asking about him. My mother has already said that he even forgot he had children and a wife. But I'm sure that's for my father's absence. Some extremely high reason must exist. Meanwhile, in the time chamber, Goku was increasing his powers more and more. Goku starts talking. I don't understand. According to my Super Saiyan Blue and Ultra Instinct powers, I would certainly be able to raise my strength even more and get out of this time chamber very quickly. However, while all this is happening and unfolding, it seems that Mr. Beerus' energy was gathered, and with that, it became much stronger, causing the dimension to disperse. I can't understand how so many skills can be involved in so little time. So what do you mean that was it? So what do you mean? Was that it? Really, was there a goal? I will not forgive any of you who ended up causing this to me. The gods think that mortals have always been beneath them. The gods feel that mortals will have to be submissive to them. But this is not right. I'm sure the best decision has yet to be made. My true power will awaken. I know what I'm capable of. After all, I'm Son Goku, the strongest mortal in Universe 7. Goku begins to raise his power more and more, causing his strength to become extremely high. In the blink of an eye, all universes begin to perceive the great atmosphere of energy that has been shown. Goku was able to increase his powers more and more. Vegeta, training directly of the planet of destruction, begins to notice. Vegeta has a smile on his face. Beerus gets serious. Whis just watches. Vegeta in his thoughts says, It seems that the great mistakes of the gods is beginning to be created. Beerus looks at Vegeta and says, Did you say something? Vegeta responds,
Mr. Beerus, do you think there was really a correct idea to trap Kakarot inside the new time chamber?
Whis starts to laugh. Beerus says,
What do you mean by that, Vegeta?
At that moment, Whis looks and speaks. Very well, Mr. Beerus. If I were you, I would think exactly about the things that are happening. Son Goku is very friendly with Sir Zeno-sama, and you know that the decision that was made by all the gods of destruction was a decision one little hasty. Well, they believed that after the end of the Tournament of Power, everything could be over, and the end of Son Goku would be very close. But even so, we can see that some things did not make any sense that ended up happening, and that would cause a great catastrophe to be created. Have you ever thought for a little while that instead of you solving the problem, you could be creating another one?
A furious Beerus tries to understand what Whis meant. Whis speaks.
Now, pay close attention. If Zeno-sama agrees with the ideals and has great merit for remembering Son Goku for winning the Tournament of Power, what would you imagine if Son Goku managed to reach unimaginable powers within that time chamber of yours and at some point wanted to take revenge on the gods? Zeno-sama wouldn't do anything because the gods of destruction cause balance, and Zeno-sama doesn't want weak gods of destruction by his side. That way, we can realize and understand that things can get a little bit more complicated, don't you think, Mr. Beerus? Imagine if Mr. Goku gets much stronger and ends up wanting to destroy you all.
Vegeta smiles and says nothing, just raises his ultra ego even higher and smiles. At that moment, Beerus furiously says, This already happened, Whis. Or how do you think that Goku Black, who as another uncontrolled Goku ended up destroying all the gods of destruction in his timeline? I'm already tired of it. When Zamasu saw Goku, he already saw a great opportunity to end everything. This really was the most complicated mortal I've ever met. You only always thought about getting stronger without imagining what could happen as a result. And that's it. Goku will challenge me again. I'll be really looking forward to seeing all of this. At that moment, I will see what will go. At that moment, a new explosion happens. Goku in the time chamber says, Ha! Looks like I'm finally free! This power is incredible! Is this a new stage of Ultra Instinct? Days and days passed in the time chamber. Goku increasingly raised his energy and felt that his body was no longer the same as before. Goku begins to reflect and remembers all the battles he had since the beginning of his life. His fight against Piccolo Daimao. Right after the battles that took place against the Saiyans, and until the moment he became a Super Saiyan for the first time, time passed. And Goku fought against Cell and against the androids and reached his highest level at the moment, which was the Super Saiyan 3, fighting and defeating the demon Majin Buu. The Earth experienced moments of peace. Goku began to reflect and says, It seems like yesterday that it all happened. It looks like it was all a dream. I saw all that happening and managed to show my greatest potential. But as time went by, everything I trained, all the levels I reached seemed like nothing. All that I managed to show, I cannot understand. My Super Saiyan 3 power was nothing close to the energy of a god of destruction. The day I realized that Mr. Beerus didn't even use 1% of his power, he lied to me. He said he was at his 70%. That wasn't true. I managed with the help of the other Saiyan warriors to reach the form of the Super Saiyan God. That power was incredible and it emanated over my body in an extremely high way. I am very grateful to Mr. Whis, especially for helping me to control the Super Saiyan God form without needing the energy of other Saiyans. So, I managed to reach the power of Divine Ki. That energy was incredible. But how can I thank Mr. Beerus, who always wanted to show and elevate his powers, believing in his supremacy and strength, and even so he started to end everything Now, we won the Tournament of Power. We fought in fair combat. And what do I get from all the gods of destruction? This punishment. Ah! What do they want to do with my family? What if they want to do something with my loved ones? I cannot stay here.
Goku began to increase his powers even more and knew that the greatest evil could still appear and that perhaps the true enemy was the gods of destruction. At that moment, Goku reflects and says,
I will not remain like this.
Great shudders begin to occur within the chamber. Goku raises his ki to the maximum level, reaching the Super Saiyan Blue. Huge shudders continue to occur until the moment when Goku activates his Ultra Instinct for the first time in the time chamber. Ultra Instinct, Goku's most powerful ability, the stage that even the gods of destruction can't easily reach. Son Goku begins to reach another level when remembering everything that had happened in another timeline. As it was shown that Goku Black ended up destroying everything, Goku explodes his energy and reaches his second stage of Ultra Instinct. Goku says,
So this is the power I need to end them all.
Planet of Destruction. At this moment, Beerus looks at Vegeta and says,
Vegeta, the gods decided not to do anything to you. But if you deviate from our line of reasoning, something more complex could be plotted against you as well.
At that moment, Beerus withdraws from the Planet of Destruction. Whis wonders, And where are you going, Lord Beerus?
At that moment, Beerus says, I need to resolve some things with the other gods of destruction. After all, they themselves said that they have matters to deal with, especially when it comes to Son Goku. This energy that has been emanated from all over a month doesn't sound strange to me. I know that soon Goku will break free and will want to make the most complex situation. I can't let that happen. So I'll take them out one by one before it's too late.
Vegeta watches and says,
What is Beerus trying to say? And one by one? He can't be thinking.
Whis reflecting says, Mr. Vegeta, take it easy. Things haven't happened yet. If this is madness from the god of destructions, mortals will be allowed to bow or turn against them. Furious, Vegeta just watches. Beerus leaves the Planet of Destruction and heads straight to the Grand Priest's palace. The High Priest at the reception says, Are you seeing all of this, Lord Zeno-sama? What do you think? It seems that Goku's energy is increasing even more. What surprises me is even the gods of destruction making these decisions without asking you for permission. It even so that you continue to believe and think it's normal, letting them move their sticks. Very interesting, isn't it? At that moment, Zeno-sama observes and says, Daishi-kun, I'm just letting this happen because I have a lot of confidence in Goku's potential, and I'm sure that everything he showed in the Tournament of Power is not the maximum he can raise of his energy. So you can be sure that Goku will stay getting stronger and will finish them off. Once Goku starts acting up, we'll have a little meeting to really understand what's going to happen. This is exciting. Goku is the most powerful of all, and I'm sure his powers will make him able to finish off any other enemy. Goku is amazing! He's awesome! Justice will be severed and will served by mortals. Zeno-sama's guards end up watching everything that was happening. Meanwhile, the High Priest says, I understand, Lord Zeno, but maybe, depending on the moment, this could be something much more complex. Can you understand why maybe if this ends up happening, we can imagine that big conflicts can be created? Since Son Goku will go against the gods. Against the gods of destruction, however, they are still gods. He could also want to turn against us, Zeno-sama. Zeno just keeps watching and laughing, responds,
Goku is cool and he's my friend. He would never want to do that. But if he does, he would get into big trouble with us.
The high priest continues to laugh. Meanwhile, in the temple of Kami-sama, another big explosion happens while the palm tree and Mr. Popo were in front of the new time chamber. Dende says,
What's going on here? I haven't felt such atmospheric energy like this in a long time. Is it Mr. Beerus again?
Note, while Goku had been imprisoned in a time chamber, Beerus had placed a seal on the time chamber and saying that if Mr. Popo and Dende dared to undo this sealing, the two would be destroyed. At that moment, Mr. Popo and Dende got scared when they saw that Goku had left there. Dende says,
Goku? How did you manage to do this?
Goku smiles at Dende and says, It doesn't matter. What matters is that I'm now here. I'm back after spending practically a millennium training in the time chamber. Now, I'll sort things out my way. To be continued.
So hey, my partner, what do you believe and what do you think is going to happen after all of this? Regardless of what it is more than important that you arrive exposing it in your comments so that we can enter to that crazy debate. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe here to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss any videos. And that's it for today. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
This is so much fun.